First, I want to thank everybody for coming today. This is the first time we've done anything of this nature. I appreciate you guys that participated and showed up today for us. Marcy Cole, she's our Director of Communications and Corporate Affairs. Steve Burkholz from Willow Lake is on the board. Rich Wyoder from Castlewood is on the board. And Ashley is in Marcy's team there. I'm Mark Schmidt. I'm from Gary. I'm chairman of the board. We've got media present here today. I'm going to run around the room and most of you guys probably know each other, but we're going to take just a second and run around the room and everybody just introduce themselves. We'll start over here and we'll do both sides of the table as we work down the table.
So I'm Scott Campbell with Garden City Fire.
Jake Lipke, Garden City Fire. Jeff Ingesser, Gary Fire.
Greg Ram from Turton.
Huron Ingesser from Gary Fire. Mark Roby from Watertown.
Troy Lanning, Toronto Fire.
Doyle Troy, Toronto Fire. Taylor Swanson, Huron Fire.
Trevor Schwartz, Lake Fire Department.
Tyler Gorell, Watertown.
Carly Gordo, Watertown.
Randy Angermeyer, Henry Fire.
Andrew Johnson, Brand Fire.
Aaron Dahl, Brand Fire.
Ken Stack, Letcher Fire.
Tammy Stroshine, Brand Fire.
Roger Vick, Dolan Fire Department.
Dave Buckles, Dolan Fire Department.
Ron Hopkins, Senior Miller Fire Department. Shane Struckman, Hazel Fire.
Judith Fuller, Henry.
Dave Fuller, Henry Fire.
Andrew Rathbun, Clear Lake Fire.
Sierra Jager, Lake Norman Fire.
Nathan Jurgens, Wilmot Fire.
Conrad Nemo, Hayti Fire.
Ryan Keller, Wallace Fire.
Ray Germsmith, Florence Fire Department.
Brandon Hamlet, Watertown Current.
Kevin Bugger, Florence Fire.
Holly McKernan, KSLG.
Ed Fleming, Forest Fire.
Mike Tanner, KWAT Watertown Radio.
And you three back there?
Dylan Rayer, Tate Fire.
Nathan Popham, Hayti Fire.
Steve Jurens, Northeast Radio SD in Watertown.
Two over here.
That's not an option.
Isaiah Hall, Watertown Fire Rescue.
And Blaine Marlowe, Watertown Fire Rescue.
Here, do the other one.
All right,
There you go.
we got two more.
Introduce yourselves to the group.
Ty Miller, Watertown Fire.
Jonathan Markham, Watertown Fire Rescue.
All right, thank you. First off, a little bit about GLE. Who are we? GLE is we are truly a farmer, or not a farmer, a member cooperative. We're comprised of about 4,200 members that are scattered basically from the west coast to the east coast. That was not originally how it was, but we started in 2001, and as time has elapsed, some of our original shareholders going through estate planning and so forth, moving shares to kids, those shares have now scattered across the country. Watertown was the first plant. Watertown is a little unique in that it's two plants standing beside each other. The first plant came online, I believe, in 2002, and it was a 50 million gallon plant. In 2008, we did an expansion and doubled Watertown, and we built Mina. So Watertown today is 250s, running about 135, 137 million gallons a year. Mina was a nameplate 100. That plant will run about 145 to 148 million gallons a year. Not exactly sure, but about 8 years ago or so, we bought the Aberdeen and Huron locations.
Six years.
Aberdeen is a 50 million gallon nameplate plant that's running along at about 65 to 68 million gallons. The three plants I mentioned here are all ICM designed, Fagan construction. We've got Huron down there, and that's just a little different cat. It's a good little plant, but it's kind of a hodgepodge of a bunch of different equipment that's all put together, but it all works. But Huron runs along at kind of 45, 46 million gallons. Just really minor stats. As far as corn we grind in a day between the four locations, about 350 semi-loads of corn a day. So there's a lot of corn from producers in eastern South Dakota that not only come into our plants, but if you look at all the plants within South Dakota, Last year, South Dakota generated or raised about 825, 30 million bushels of corn. Well over a third of that goes into ethanol production. I mention this from time to time, and it's really nobody here today is in this footprint. But when we look at the state of Iowa, Iowa is the #1 corn producer in the country. How much corn do you think the state of Iowa exports?
None.
Absolutely none. Not Iowa is a net corn importer between ethanol, livestock. They are a net corn import state, which is a little bit hard to believe when they probably raise 4.5 billion bushels of corn in the state. Here's a press release that we're gonna put in the papers. The headline is "Standing Behind Those Who Show Up First." At Glacial Lakes Energy, safety, community, and partnership aren't just things we say. They're how we operate. And when something goes wrong, our local fire departments are the ones who show up first. That's why we launched our fire department grant program. We reached out to more than 70 fire departments within about a 50-mile radius of our plants in Aberdeen, Huron, Mina, and Watertown, career and volunteer, and asked them to tell us what they need. Not a nice to have list, but equipment that truly makes a difference when the call comes in. We encourage the departments to think about agriculture-related situations, given how closely our work ties to farming and ethanol production. But most importantly, we ask them to focus on what would improve the safety, preparedness for their teams and the communities they serve. They told us, we acted. We received 34 applications totaling $371,000 with clear practical needs: grain bin rescue equipment, breeding gear, water tank storage, rescue tools, and PPE. This wasn't about extras, it was about having the right tools in the right place when they matter most. We funded every project as it was presented, because when a fire department tells you what they need to protect lives, you listen and you act. Why it matters? In many of these communities, funding is limited. Many departments rely on volunteers. These are people who leave work and family behind to respond when something goes wrong. The right equipment can change that outcome of a call. It improves response, increases safety, helps protect both respondents and the people they serve. That matters to us. Stronger departments, safer communities. The program is about making sure the people and the communities we serve rely on what they need to do their jobs well. When departments are better equipped, response is faster. Situations are handled more safely. Communities are better protected. That's good for everyone, our employees, our plants, and the communities we're a part of. We're a proud partner. We're proud to support the following departments, and I'm not going to go through the list because you're all going to hear it a little later here. The bottom line, we know who shows up when something goes wrong. This is our way of making sure they're ready when they do. Next year, we're going to do a program. Basically, I'm going to use the word similar because I'm thinking from this year to next year. I said we sent out, I think, 71 applications or 70 applications. We got 34 responses. I'm thinking you guys in this room aren't probably much different than most of the people. People are going to talk, and I'm thinking if we send out 70 next year, we'll have 70 applications. So we'll just have to see what we get as to if we can do the exact same program or if it needs to be something different from a cost standpoint. Earlier I said we're going to do this alphabetical. I've been informed I was wrong. We are going to do it alphabetical. The Watertown Fire Department's buzzers have been buzzing, so we're going to do Watertown first. I know the rest of you, I know some of you have left jobs to come here today. You do not have to stay for the whole presentation. If you have someplace you need to be, feel free to get up and leave. With that, we're going to start with the presentation, unless there's something else, Marcy.
Sorry.
Huh? Oh, I had a little story. Yeah. I told the other people over here. So here about 6 weeks ago, I was flying back from DC, and I usually just carry my bag in the plane. We almost missed our plane in Minneapolis on a connecting flight, and they said we had to check it. So I'm standing at a baggage claim in Sioux Falls, me and another guy, and a lady. I wish I remembered her name, and I wish I remember exactly who she worked for. 30 years ago, I'd have called her an older lady, but today she's middle-aged. But anyway, she was talking. She works with the fire departments in the state, and she was telling me about the challenges that you guys face as far as having, sufficient money to, do what you need to do to get the equipment you need. And I told her about this program. And I mean, to tell you what, she almost gave me a hug. She, was just beyond herself. She said, I've never heard of anything like that. I'm so thankful you guys are doing that. So, anyway.
And I'm ready. 1 second. Squeeze.
Suck my belly.
I'm gonna take 2.
Thank you very much.
Anything you want to announce?
I never said this earlier, other than I kind of did. I said, whatever you asked for, we paid. Watertown is $10,000, and I'll announce every department.
Looking for Alpina. Alpina?
Alpina's got $20,000. Oh!
Okay, 1, 2, 3. All right, thank you.
There's your check. 7,500 for Brent. Are they coming tomorrow?
Yes.
Bristol was 5,000.
Clear Lake.
Thank you.
Dolan.
Clear Lake. Dolan's got $7,100. Florence Fire Department, $13,098.
Gary is on deck.
Garden City is next, $9,892.
Extra
Gary Fire Department, $9,000. Hayti Fire Department, and I'll just say this, Hayti Fire Department is getting the biggest grant, is what they requested, and we are paying them. You're gonna have to ask these guys what's on their grant, because that's above my pay grade. But $57,100.
Save this for Seba.
There's a check.
Henry.
Henry Volunteer Fire Department, $9,173.
I counted 3. 1, 2, 3.
Excuse me, Huron Fire Department, $15,000.
You just give me on the count of 3.
Lake North Fire Department, $5,000. Lecture Fire Department, $4,200. I feel cheap. Toronto Fire Department, $12,000.
2, 3.
Curtin Fire Department, $5,000. Wallace Fire Department, $10,000. White Volunteer Fire Department, $1,000. Wilmot Fire Department, $10,000. The fire department's not personal.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Oh, Miller, okay.
Miller.
I will find it.
Miller Fire Department, their check is in the amount of $3,005. When I did introductions earlier on, he wasn't here, but Jim Sire over here on the wall is the CEO of Glacial Lakes Energy Processors. Jim, if you have anything you'd like to say.
Thank you. We're really proud of this program. We know that you guys are dedicated to this, this mission, and whether it's our producers out in the communities that serve us, or whether it's if you're close enough to the plant. I see Huron here somewhere. We might need to call on you and we know you'll respond. And and we also value the fact that you will lay down your life for the fellow man or woman. So this is a program that we really are proud of and glad to support. So thank you for doing what you do, and this is just a minor token of what we can give back. Most of us either live or come from small communities, and we know exactly how challenging even a $5,000 piece of equipment can be meeting that demand. So I personally grew up in Hogan. I kind of like the fact, or make light of the fact, that 70 applications went out, or requests went out, 34 came back. I'll bet you next year we get 36 plus.
Or 70.
Or 70. But, on behalf of Glacial Lakes Energy and our shareholders and the board and all the staff here, we really appreciate everything that you guys are committed to, and ladies. So thank you.
Miller Fire Department, $3,005. I don't know how many of you know, but so when we did our E30 challenge, I don't know, the better part of 10 years ago.
Yeah.
2015.
The first thing we did, basically, we mirrored the EPA. We took vehicles from, it didn't make any difference if they were Ford, GM, Toyota, Honda, half-ton pickups, or Chevy Suburbans. We took them, and we've got a guy here in town that we use, Andy Wicks from Dino Tunes. If you ever listen to Yankton Radio Saturday morning, they have Under the Hood with whoever. And several times I've heard this guy talk about Andy. And he always says this, he said, that guy has forgotten more stuff than most of us will ever know. But we took the vehicles in, gave them all an inspection. We put a data log around them so we can track every function of that vehicle. And we gave them, I think, 100 gallons of E10 and 100 gallons of E30, told them to go do what they wanted with it. All we wanted, when you're done, we want your vehicle to come back so we can retrieve the data off it and analyze the data. We had vehicles that got better mileage. We did have a few that got slightly less. But from a performance standpoint, not one bit of damage. We sell your E30, in our geographic area here in Watertown. Clear Lake's got it. Up in Aberdeen, and I know across the country we're pushing for E15. And I'd like to think, South America, Brazil's running E27 now. I'd like to think someday, before my life is over, we can be somewhere around there. Who knows? But but we've been doing it for a long time. We've seen absolutely no issues. I personally, I run E30. I ran it in my John Deere zero turn. I run it in my Skag zero turn. My Honda four wheelers and my side by side all run E30. That's the only thing I buy, and never had an issue. My seat tender runs E30. Both of them. Those Honda motors, they burn E30. My chainsaw burns E30. Everything does. But again, I'd like to thank all you guys for coming. I'd like to thank you for your participation. As I said, this is a program we intend to continue on. It might look a little different next year. Maybe we'll have to get a bigger venue to hold it. But if we do, we do. You know, but again,
One more point for E30. There's about a 70 to 80 cent price difference at the pump. So I don't know why we wouldn't take advantage of that.
yeah. Last night we met with Growth Energy here in town, and you know there are trade advocacy group across the country. It's been, you know, in DC, we're pushing real hard for E15 nationwide. You know, we've got E15 now for a summer waiver up here in the Midwest. We need it nationwide. Quite honestly, the industry that we built, if everybody went E15, we don't have enough production to supply the demand. But we need to get E15 nationwide. You'll see locations where it's 50 cents a gallon difference between E10 and E15 today. Think of what that 50 cents a gallon means to the American consumer. You know, we all know grocery prices are up. We all know everything that's going on. Just think of what 50 cents a gallon for everybody's gas tank per gallon would do to their back pocket. It's huge. I think our time frame, I think we want to have it done before the midterm elections, and we've got plans that hopefully we can get it done. And so forth, but that's where we're striving. You know, we've had it up here. Minnesota calls it unleaded 88, but it's E15 is what it is. But thank you everybody for coming. I'm proud of the program. Glad you guys all participated.
Thank you.
Thank you.